Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And this is going to be an excellent show and a lot of fun. Probably going to piss off a lot of people, but I don't care. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my man, Too Raw for TV, Too Raw for Sports, because he's been talking about this for quite some time now. But especially ever since this news broke of Anthony Davis being traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Luka Doncic. And what he's been talking about is essentially LeBron's time being up in LA, right? And he's been having a lot of fun with it. He's been putting up some hilarious thumbnails and all of that. We've all been reacting to it, so make sure you go check out his channel for that. But he's speaking to something that I think a lot of people are starting to notice. In one fell swoop, the earth shifted beneath LeBron's feet. LeBron went from being the king of the castle to being basically a lame duck king. He's just sitting there waiting to be replaced in one fell swoop. And it happened on so many levels. The first level was him being caught off guard totally by not knowing that the Lakers were getting ready to pull off the move that they were willing to pull off. And they didn't consult him not even once. They didn't get a sense of what he thought, nothing. Because I think the Lakers had reached their breaking point with LeBron after, all of the various acquisitions that were brought to LA and the Russell Westbrook debacle and all of that. They got to the point where like, you know what? I think we've given this guy enough. We even got his son drafted, but if we're going to make a decision about our future and we know that he's not going to be here, why would we consult with him anyway? So the Lakers did that. The second thing that caused the earth to shift beneath his feet was the person they traded him for, that they brought in. They brought in a Luka Doncic who replaces his close friend on the team and a guy that replaces that essentially is going to play LeBron's position on the court. And that signified a major shift. And one of the people that noticed this in media was Brian Windhorst. Yesterday, I was watching a segment on ESPN First Take, and everybody was weighing in. And then Brian Windhorst decided to step forward and bring up a point that I think sent a lot of LeBron fans into tears, caused them to burst into tears, where he essentially said that we are witnessing the end of the LeBron James era with the Los Angeles Lakers. And these are the comments that we want to focus on today. But before we even get into what Brian had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. With the year almost over, I am super excited about creating memories with family and friends by attending various plays, theater shows, and sporting events. And when it comes time to look for tickets, Game Time is my go-to. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time saves me money, time, and stress. It finds the best deals and guarantees that the tickets are legit, and it makes sure that the tickets are delivered to me on time. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It cuts through the fluff and shows you the best deals on great seats near you so you don't waste time searching. For example, I'm really looking forward to this upcoming game between the Lakers and the Clippers. Here's what I like to do. First, I select an all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, so I'm not surprised by the additional fees at checkout. Next, I click on Game Time Picks to check out their curated deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to play exactly what Brian Windhorst had to say about this yesterday on ESPN, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Brian had to say here.
In order for you to survive at the Lakers, you gotta have a superstar. And I'm just not talking about any superstar. I'm talking about generational, global superstar. And that's what they've got.
Midway through LeBron's rookie year in 2004, right after he turned 19 years old, the Cavs sat down with him and said, going forward, we're going to talk to you about all of our deals. From that moment until this trade, 21 years, LeBron was always involved. Even in Miami, he may not have been able to direct what they were doing. He didn't learn stuff the moment it happened. This is a huge moment because it basically signals the end of the LeBron James as the centerpiece era in LA and the beginning of the Luka Doncic era. And now every decision going forward, who they may sign, who they may trade for, how they operate their team is going to be built around number 77, not around number 23. That had to happen. It's not controversial. And in a way, they kind of did LeBron a bit of a favor by not coming to him. And the reason I say that is because they didn't want to put on his plate your friend, your coworker, the guy you won a championship with, your teammate at Clutch Sports. They didn't want to put that on his plate. They took it off of his plate. And so this is something that needed to happen.
Right.
It was going to be difficult, I thought, for the Lakers. Instead, it's a beautiful situation where they can transition to a star. So I have no issue with this. And LeBron's first move, Stephen A., is to say, I'm not going to look for a trade.
So you heard what Brian had to say. What are my thoughts about this? First of all, if Brian Windhorst is noticing it, a lot of LeBron fans are noticing it because he's been the guy that has really chronicled LeBron's career, I believe, dating all the way back to high school. But I want to share some information with you guys about some polls that we put up yesterday. We put up 2 polls on our channel. The first one said, who is the Lakers' #1 option now? 2 options, LeBron James, Luka Doncic. Out of the 9,000 plus voters, 90% of them said Luka Doncic, 10% said LeBron. I then also said, will LeBron and Luka work? Out of the 7,700 voters, 77% said no, 23% said yes. And we're going to get to this a little bit later in another show that we're producing today. But the first poll says a lot, which is who's the #1 option, where 90% of the voters are saying it's Luka Doncic. And I think that coincides directly with Brian Windhorst's observations by saying that the era is almost over. The era is almost over because Luka is clearly the #1 option now and the #1 option going into the future. LeBron is a great player for his age. He ain't Luka Doncic. Just go look at the numbers that Luka put up last year and go look at where he was able to take his team last year. Did you see the Lakers anywhere in the playoffs like that last year? Of course you did. So of course Luka's going to be the #1 option. And what adds salt to the wound is that LeBron didn't know this was happening. He had no clue that this was happening. Now, some people have messaged me and said, oh, LeBron knew, LeBron didn't know, LeBron knew, LeBron didn't know. I just think he didn't know. Do I know for a fact? No, but that's just my assumption here. That's the line of thinking I'm going to go with here. So therefore, this does signify the end of the LeBron James era with the Lakers. And then it begs the next question, which we're going to have to address ultimately. What will be LeBron's legacy with the Lakers? What will be his legacy? That's something else we have to ask. Because I think if you ask the Laker faithful, they're not a fan of LeBron. I think LeBron fans are a fan of what LeBron has done for the Lakers, but in terms of his time with the Lakers. But I don't think Laker fans are fond of LeBron James being there. This is just my view. So I could be wrong. Maybe some of them love it, but I think the vast majority of them don't. And I think the vast majority of them are like, okay, bro, thank you for your time. You can leave now once they heard the news of Luka Doncic coming to the team. I believe that is the sentiment right now that's permeating. Could be wrong, but this is my personal view on it. So what I want to know from you guys is simply this. Do you think we're witnessing the end of the LeBron era with the Lakers? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.